Hey, Wildcat. Today we're going to turn on page 31, solving linear systems by substitution. Steps to solve linear systems by substitution. Step 1, solve one of the equations for one of its variables. Step 2, substitute the expression from step 1 into the other equation and solve for the other variable. Step 3, substitute the value from step 2 into either original equations and solve to find the value of the other variable. All right, let's take a look at the first example. All right, so solve the system linear equations by substitution. So you look for when the equation has a variable without a number in front. Okay, in this case, they both have y without a number in front, so we can use either equations. So let's just use the first. So we're going to solve for y. So we're going to subtract 5x from both sides. You get y equals negative 5x plus 9. Okay, so now we have y. We're going to substitute that y in here. So that's 2x plus negative 5x plus 9 equals 6. Okay, well, when you add a negative, that's subtraction. So that's 2x minus 5x plus 9 equals 6. 2x minus 5x is negative 3x. Now we have plus 9 equals 6. We're going to subtract 9 from both sides. So you get negative 3x equals negative 3. Divide both sides by negative 3. So x equals 1. Okay, so now we're going to substitute that value in for x. So that's y equals negative 5 times 1 plus 9. That's y equals negative 5 plus 9. So y equals 4. So our solution is 1, 4. All right, let's go ahead and use our calculator to check that. All right, so you actually always want to go to on, new document, no, whenever you're starting problems. So we're going to go to add calculator. So we're going to go to menu, algebra, solve system, press enter, and you go back to the original equation. 5x plus y equals 9, and 2x plus y equals 6. Our solution is verified, so let's move on to the next example. All right, let's take a look at question number 2. So here we both have an x without a number in front, so we can use either equation. So let's use the first. We're going to add 3y to both sides. So you get x equals 3y plus 1. So we're going to substitute this value into x in the second equation. So that's 3y plus 1 plus 5y equals negative 7. Well, we combine the y's. So 3y and 5y is 8y plus 1 equals negative 7. Subtract 1 from both sides. You get 8y equals negative 8. Divide both sides by 8. You get y equals negative 1, which we're now going to substitute into here to solve for x. So x equals 3 times negative 1 plus 1. So you get x equals negative 3 plus 1. So x equals negative 2. So your solution is negative 2, negative 1. All right, let's use our calculator to check our work. So we have menu, algebra, solve system, and then x minus 3y equals 1, and then x plus 5y equals negative 7. Our work is verified, so let's move on to the next example. All right, so here I'm going to use this equation because we have y without a number in front, so it's going to make it easier to solve. So we're going to add 4x to both sides. So then you get y equals 4x minus 19. We're now going to substitute that into this equation for y. So it's 5x minus 3 times 4x minus 19 equals 22. Okay, so then we have 5x Negative 3 times 4 is minus 12x. Negative 3 times negative 19 is 57 equals 22. 5x minus 12x is negative 7x. We're going to subtract 57 from both sides. We get negative 7x equals negative 35. Divide both sides by negative 7. X equals positive 5. We're going to plug that into here. So that's y equals 4 times 5 minus 19. So y equals 20 minus 19. So y equals 1. So our solution is 5, 1. All right, let's go ahead and use calculator to check our work. All right, so that's verified. So then let's go to our next example. All right, solve the system of linear equations by substitution. Okay, so we can solve for x or y here. I'm just going to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract y from both sides. Get x equals 7 minus y. Okay, so I'm going to substitute this in for x. So that's negative 4 times 7 minus, I'm going to put a 1 there, 1y minus 4y equals 28. So now negative 4 times 7 is negative 28. Negative 4 times negative is a positive 4y minus 4y equals 28. Okay, well, 4y minus 4y becomes 0, so you get negative 28 equals 28. That will never be true, so we can say that this is no solution. All right, let's use our calculator to check our work. All right, so we're going to go to menu. And there you go, that verifies no solution. So let's move on to the next example. All right, again, solve the system. So here, it looks like this we can solve for y the easiest. So we're going to add, I'm going to put a 1 there, 1x to both sides. So then you get y equals 1x plus 7. All right, so now I'm going to substitute that in for y. So that's 3x minus 3 times 1x plus 7 equals negative 21. So then that's 3x minus 3x minus 21 equals negative 21. Well, 3x minus 3x is 0, so you get negative 21 equals negative 21, which will always be true, so this is infinite solutions. Okay, and let's check our calculator. Now, that error code tells you that it's infinite solutions. Okay, so when you see that like that message, then we know it's infinite solutions. Okay, so that verifies our work. Let's move on to the next example. All right. Solve the real-world situation by using the substitution method. One smartphone plan costs $53 per month for talk and messaging and $8 per gigabyte for data use each month. A second smartphone plan costs $83 per month for talking and messaging and $3 per gigabyte of data used each month. Let C represent the total cost in dollars and D represent the amount of data used. So we have our system. And to solve our system, we have our equations here. Okay, now they're both solved for C, so that means they're both equal to each other. So we can say that $53 plus 8D is equal to 83 plus 3D. Okay. Let me correct that. My D looked like a 9, so 8D. Okay. So now we're going to solve for D. So we're going to subtract 3D from both sides. So you get 53 plus 8D minus 3D is 5D equals 83. We're going to subtract 53 from both sides. So you get 5D equals 30. Divide 5 by both sides. D equals 6. Okay, now we need to plug that into either of the equations, and we'll just plug it into the first. So C equals 53 plus 8 times 6. So C equals 101. Okay. So it says how many gigabytes would have to be used for the plan to cost the same? Again, same means equal to each other. What would the cost be if both plans cost $101 if 6 gigabytes were used? Okay. And let's just go ahead and use our calculator to verify our work is correct. Now I'm going to go to Menu, Algebra, Solve System. Now instead of X and Y, I'm going to change this to C, comma, D. Okay. And then I'm going to put in C equals 53 plus 8D and C equals 83 plus 3D. And you can see that that verifies our work is correct. So then let's move on to the last example. All right. Solve the real-world situation by using the substitution method. The length of a rectangle room is 10 feet more than its width. The perimeter of the room is 76 feet. Let L represent the length of the room and W represent the width in centimeters. The system equation is here, and so we're going to solve that. Okay. So this is already solved for L, so we can substitute that in for L. So we have 76 equals 2 times W plus 10 plus 2W. So you get 76 equals 2W plus 20 plus 2W. So then you get 76 equals 2W and 2W is 4W plus 20. So subtract 20 from both sides. You get 56 equals 4W. Divide both sides by 4. You get 14 equals W. So we're going to plug that into here to find length. So length equals 14 plus 10. So length equals 24. Okay. So the room has a width of 14 and a length of 24. All right, let's use our calculator to double check our work. So we're going to go to Menu, Algebra, Solve System. Now we're going to change the x and y to L, comma, W. And we have L equals W plus 10, and 76 equals 2L plus 2W. And you see that checks our work. All right, so go ahead and finish up your examples and start working on your assignment, and have a wonderful Wildcat day.